Hey fellow tennis nerds, today I wanted to talk about the Ezone 98 and the Ezone 100, and I want to compare these because you might be choosing between these two, and I get a lot of questions about comparisons, and I'm going to do a few more of these because I think it can be helpful to players to understand what racket works better for them than another racket. I know you might also want some kind of interbrand comparisons, so I'll do that. But these two are very popular rackets. I think it's clearly the best seller from Yonex. And these are my favorite Ezones yet. I really like these two rackets. I like them both, and I found it hard to choose in between them actually. So I just wanted to kind of clear that out also for myself. The specs are different, of course. Swing weights, as usual with these two models, are very close. The weight also quite similar. This is 305 grams, so it's a little bit heavier, the Ezone 98. Obviously slightly smaller head size, while the 100 is lighter, but only by 5 grams and has a bigger head size, quite a lot of real estate, actually very forgiving racket, the 100. So if you need extra depth on your shots, if you need a little bit of help, I think the Ezone 100 is one of those rackets that is kind of one of the best on the market. And I'm gonna release my lists of each different category, power, comfort, control, and so on later on. Easy to use, typical power frame. This one is also kind of a power frame, but with better control. But it's just a little bit faster to maneuver this smaller head size. Swing weight is relatively low for this one. It's quite fast through the air, but I still find with both these frames very good stability and actually impressive solid feel despite lower swing weights. And I really like that they didn't mute them too much. I feel like they found kind of the perfect balance of being muted, muted being dampened, like you don't really 100% feel what's going on in the string bed. I do feel like they improved these enough this year. Last one was a little bit so-so for me, but good. But this one, they just went a bit further, and I think they actually nailed it. By far the best Ezone. I played every Ezone, like the XI, the AI, the DR, the standard Ezone, the first version that called Ezone with the lime green. And then I played last year's model, or last edition at least 2 years ago, and now I played this one. So I played every Ezone, and this is my favorite. Like, I just feel like they found the feeling of this frame. I know a lot of you love the DR because it has a little bit of a plusher feel. Actually, that was the version where the Ezone 98 had more weight, but I don't find this DR as nice. Actually, I find it a bit more difficult to use sweet spot smaller, but if you're a super advanced player, yeah, maybe the DR is the way to go for you. If you can find one, those are almost going extinct. I don't see them a lot for sale. But for me, this one is easier, plays like with a bit more power, a bit bigger sweet spot, faster through the air. I don't see why most players would love this one more. So Ezone 98, super winner, very versatile frame. Could be a switch for me. I could easily play tournament matches with this because you get a bit of extra serve, and nice pretty much everywhere. It's not as connected as a Prestige or maybe even the VCore Pro. You don't get exactly the same nice plush feel, but you get more power, easier playability, and that's what the Ezone is all about. And with this new edition, I didn't find any discomfort in terms of my elbow or shoulder or anything with either of these two models, which is a sign that they've really nailed the dampening. Might not be the same for everyone. If you have any issues, you might find some problems here, but they actually really reduce the stiffness of the Ezone 100, which is why the Ezone 100 is also by far my favorite. So both of these two really like shines for me. This one just gives you a lot more of everything, right? A lot more power, more spin potential, although not a spin monster. I think they both handle flatter shots well, which works for a player like me. You can actually hit through the court, and that actually works. It actually gives you enough control to deal with it. Yes, this one, is a powerful frame, and if you don't put any spin on it, will sail a bit likely. But yeah, super nice to really whack the ball with the Ezone 100. A little bit more finesse in the Ezone 98, a little bit more control. That would be my choice of the two. But it's kind of a toss-up in some cases because I really love the power of this one. So these two new Ezones, not too muted, dampened, decent feel. Feel is not their main strength, but it's actually quite okay. And power without stiffness, ease of use, good stability. Like volleying with these, pretty fast around the net, just point and shoot. Excellent frames, the best Ezones in my opinion. Can recommend them for a lot of players. If you need more help, go with the Ezone 100. If you want a bit more control, but you're still going to get some power, you go with the Ezone 98. But the best Yonex rackets, in my opinion, out there, and two of the best rackets on the market, actually, for a wide range of players. Looking for a bit of power, but if you don't want to go all the way in on power, you go with the 98. If you want as much help as you can get without going to an oversized frame, the Ezone 100 is a spectacular frame. Yeah, I'm really sold on these rackets, as you can hear. So I wanted to give you an update on what I think about them, and I've been playing with these a lot. Despite going out of the kind of review period, I still play with them, and that's a good sign. And I do play with both. I sometimes love having a bit more power, but the Ezone 98 is probably what I would gravitate towards if I would choose a racket for match play. So great work, Yonex. Really a solid update. I like that they do more than cosmetic changes for their racket updates. It's something that they put more time, it seems like, than other manufacturers. And these ones are very good frames. That's it for this review. If you want to support my work, check out patreon.com/tennisnerd, where I publish other types of stuff, insider info and so on. So you can join there quite cheaply. Also, you can buy something through the links in the description. My affiliates there, I will get a small commission if you do at no extra cost to you. Please also subscribe to the channel, it helps a lot. That's it. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.